Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting with me, Carl the Cobra Froch, former unified super middleweight world boxing champion. I don't talk about it much, and International Boxing Hall of Famer. I also boxed at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 fans. Did you see that fight?
No, I didn't know it was 80,000 though, to be honest, mate.
Did you see it though?
Maybe. No, actually I was too young. How long ago was that?
Too young, yeah, done me there. Done me there. It was 11 years ago. I'm delighted to be joined by Conor Benn. Conor, how are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, you?
Yeah, not too bad. We'll mention the IBA. I mean, I've mentioned it a couple of times already, but quality boxing, quality production, interesting fights. Obviously, we don't know the names, but they're coming through. And have you enjoyed the event? Have you enjoyed the production?
I've most enjoyed the bare knuckle.
Go on, the bare knuckle, yeah?
I've never seen bare knuckle before. Yeah, so that was interesting.
I've got a friend called Dan Chapman in Marbella. A little shout out to Dan. He can fight and he does a bit of BKB.
That's naughty, isn't it?
It is naughty, but they select the shots because they don't want to hurt their hands. So they're very skillful in terms of
2-minute rounds as well. The geezers, they were doing 2-minute rounds.
What was there?
And the geezer's face was battered after the 2-minute rounds.
Don't you like it?
No.
Apparently less
I like watching it, but I don't.
There's a lot of superficial damage with the bare knuckle, but you know, in terms of head trauma and sustained long-term injuries, more with professional boxing with the gloves because you take more licks.
Yeah, but I don't think you can pay me enough to do that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's
that's like insanity.
A bit of a niche, isn't it? I know it looks nasty, doesn't it? It does look nasty.
Barbarian.
Bone crunching.
Yeah.
You could do that though.
No.
No?
No.
I bet you could.
Nah.
You're a fighter.
If I go, yeah, but there's fighting, then there's insanity.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go straight in with fighting then.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank Jr. I loved it. I watched it. I didn't expect it to be that. I wasn't expecting anybody to get wiped out, but I just didn't expect it to be that entertaining. I thought it would have been a bit of a standoff by Eubank trying to use his boxing skills, keeping out his way, then using his size late on. You came out straight out the blocks like you said you was going to. And, mate, I enjoyed that fight.
Listen, there's loads of things that I could have changed and done better on the night, but ultimately it entertained. And I feel like that's what some fighters don't want to do. Could I nick the fight and just stand back, footwork the jab? You know, I could have done. But where's the value for money? Where's the entertainment? Where's the, the nitty gritty? Where's the...
Yeah, but you wasn't in there thinking I want to entertain. You was in there thinking I want to smash his head in.
Yeah, 100 million.
Because he was
like, smash his head in.
Yeah, and you went for it.
If I could have knocked him out in the first couple of rounds, I would have.
Do you think that affected you? Do you think that went against you in the end? Because in my first fight with Groves, I was all pent up and all, and I was walking into shots.
I don't know. I put him in hospital for a few days, so.
Listen, you both hit each other with a lot of digs, and it was a close, competitive fight, and it was entertaining.
I think leading up to the fight, that's always. I mean, your plan's never to hurt anybody, but I guess there's a lot of emotions on the fight. So for me, it was like, going into the fight, that was my aim, was to hurt him,
right?
And I hurt him, and that was my plan. That's I'm not going in there to give him a cuddle and hope he's all right. I'm going in there to try and iron him out.
You were genuinely pissed off, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Did that egg around the face really like?
No, I was.
Because you was laughing about it to me.
No, I was alright after it.
But when it happened,
yeah, but as you would, if I've just gone crack, slap around your face, mate, you're telling me. Well, exactly.
Fuming, man.
Well, exactly. You're going to be pissed. And I didn't
I'm not laughing at you getting egged, by the way.
No, but you are.
I used to go out egging back in the day, but now it's 50p an egg, especially the organic ones. You ain't throwing 12 eggs away. But the cheek of it, you must have been fuming, and you obviously was.
Oh yeah, at a moment, yeah. But then I thought, well done.
So well done you. On fight day, when you're ready to go, because you've been out the ring. I mean, you'd had a couple of little steady fights in America.
Nothing like this.
Little tune-ups. Yeah. But when I boxed at Wembley Stadium, you was at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And how many people were there?
Nowhere near as much as yours, Carl.
He's on to me already.
Yeah.
How many was there? How many was there?
67,000.
67. You know what? You'll get there, though.
One day.
One day you'll get there.
One day, hopefully, I'll get like you, Carl.
8-0. Big 80,000. Anyway, on the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a fighter. You're a human being. You must have got nervous. You must be nervous on the fight day. So, when the reality sets in, when you wake up in the morning, you think, right, it's fight day. And I know what it's like for me, but everyone's different. Some people don't get nervous. I've seen fighters on the England squad, I think, what do you mean you don't get nervous? David Hay never used to get nervous. He used to be like, he's probably nervous inside, but he never used to show his nerves. I used to say, look, I'm a bit nervous. I used to speak to Audley Harrison. He was on the camp on the England squad around the time. David Hay. And it was like, yeah, I'm nervous. But until I got to the venue, as soon as I got to the venue, the nerves used to leave me. And I can remember pulling up at Wembley Stadium, jumping out the back of the car, having a little look around the stadium. And AJ was actually in the ring fighting. in his fight, and there's about probably 20,000 people, and the noise sort of dissipates into the air rather than bounce off the ceiling, because there's like a Colosseum effect. And as soon as I got there, I had this calming effect, and I thought, it's fight time, it's time to go. What was you like fight day when you woke up and you knew this is the big fight, the big name, Ben Eubank, and it's at the stadium? How was you?
Definitely nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm echoing what you're saying. It was, you can't sort of prepare for it. As much preparation you do for it, you can't really prepare for that.
No, you can't.
You remember it was 3 years since I fought back home. I hadn't fought for 14 months. Going up another weight division. So there were so many factors to it. As you're seeing people saying, oh yeah, he's going to get knocked out if it goes past this, he's going to get rendered up. And you sit there and you go, all right, am I delusional or are they right? And so it's a fine line with going, okay, are they right or am I just delusional?
So the demons are talking to you.
Yeah. And then when you get in the arena and you got the music playing in the stadium.
When you got to the venue.
Yeah, when I got to the venue. And not even as I got to the venue. When I got to the venue, got in my changing room, put the music on in my element.
Yeah.
Like no nerves.
Did you have a look around the stadium? Did you have a little look at the ring and
No.
that, or was you straight?
Straight.
Really? I had to go and have a little
No,
look.
but I viewed it the night before.
Oh right, you'd been there, yeah.
Yeah, so I was
Just
sort
have
of
a little
like...
look. And it's sort of, you feel it, don't you?
You
When
feel
you
it,
get on that
it's
level.
real now, you're here.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like my first stadium fight, first fight in 14 months, ain't fought in England for 3 years, first fight at 160, there's so many different factors.
It's a lot of pressure, man. Being on the road, you've gone through the whole issue that you've had, and then now finally you've...
I needed to deliver. That's what the
yeah.
pressure was. I needed to deliver.
Yeah.
I needed to do what I've been saying I'm going to do.
And although
so when you're talking the talk,
Yeah, exactly.
you don't be that guy.
Yeah. And you talk the talk as
Yeah.
well. And you didn't get the result you wanted, but you still delivered. You delivered. And I feel like a lot of people that I watched it with, and a lot of my friends, and the feedback I got after, it was all positive. It was all like, fucking hell, fair play to Conor Benn. Chris Eubank as well, he stayed in there, and he looked properly under the cosh, and he was hurt early. Yeah. You gave it to him early, you caught him. I feel like the fact that you was really eager, from my point of view, from outside looking at it, analysing it, I'm thinking it's too eager, it's over eager, but I know how that feels. But then you started to have success. And towards the end of the fight, just towards the last 9 rounds, 3, 4, 5, the championship rounds, 10, 11, 12, it was scrappy, it was messy, and it was just kind of like winning the argument. But when you watch it and score it, gloves are hitting you. It was just busy, wasn't it? It was busy. But did you feel it was slipping away from you at the end? Or did you feel you was doing enough?
No, I felt like I'd done it. I felt like I was up before the bell had gone. 30 seconds, I only needed 30 seconds rest. I was up off my stool 30 seconds before the bell had gone. Look at my demeanour.
Yeah, but you're fit, man. You're training.
But look at my demeanour in there.
Yeah.
You know, I
confident.
didn't look phased by anything he threw. Yeah, he threw some arm shots and, had good work rate. But who was more concussed with their punches? Who was more landing the heavier shots?
Well, you hurt him early.
I wasn't hurt, I wasn't phased. So it's like you sort of go 116, 112. I'm sitting there going 116, 112. 116, 112. And then you just sort of go.
It feels too wide. The scorecard felt too wide.
Yeah, so in my head I'm going, all right, well, did I lose? You know when fighters go, I felt like I won it.
Yeah.
And, they come up with stupid remarks after the fight. I was like, well, it mustn't have been close then. In my head, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. But I'm still going to come in there and try and take his head off. But less eager, less greedy, less headhunting, there's so many things that I could work on.
What did you think when you watched it back?
I haven't watched it back.
Television? You've not?
No, I can't.
Interesting. Can't watch it?
No, at a minute. No.
Strange.
I want to enjoy my summer.
Yeah.
Because I know Tony's going to absolutely give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said to him, let me enjoy my summer. While I'm in the ring leaning over the ropes, he's come up to me here and gone, Con, you could have done, and I've gone, Tone.
To leave it out.
Yeah, not now, mate.
Yeah, we'll wait
not
for
now,
you.
not now. But we laughed about it in the ring.
So you've not watched the fight
no,
yet?
I've not watched it back.
And that's very interesting from my point of view, because sometimes, mind you saying that, when I lost to Andre Ward, I didn't watch it back for a while. And you think, I've had the fight, I know it was close. Well, in my head it was close, but on the scores it was close. Mine was 115, 113, and people would say, oh, fucking hell, Froch is talking about his fight again against Ward. It wasn't close, he got outclassed. And to be honest, Ward did a job on me, and he beat me conclusively. I thought I'd lost on the night. I didn't even think I might have won. I knew I'd lost, but it was 115, 113 on the cards. But I never watched the fight back because I was like,
how long?
I'm not rematching him. I've never watched it. I've only watched highlights.
Stop it.
I knew I'd lost.
Yeah.
But when you know you've lost and you think, I've got done there, I didn't
Yeah.
hit him, my hands weren't hurting, my face wasn't swelled up, and I thought, he's done me there. I just knew.
He's just beat you.
I just knew. I thought,
You ain't got to beat in. He just beat you.
I felt like I'd been pickpocketed because I didn't feel like I'd been in the fight.
Yeah.
Quick with the jab, out of range, and then when I got close, he tied me up, got his head on my chest, threw a couple of shots. He's clever at what he does. He's good at what he does, Ward, and he's retired undefeated. But anyway, fucking Andre Ward, good fighter, first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no shame losing to him. But,
mate, you sound like you're trying to convince yourself still.
I think the rematch could be on. It's a big one now. It's a big one. It's the size of him. But anyway, talking about rematches, the rematch has just been announced.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you know what? I know there's a lot of people saying, I had a lot of hate before about the fight. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people saying, don't do this, can't do that. Everyone's got a voice these days. The reality is, if the fight hadn't happened, it wouldn't deliver the classic it's delivered. Do you know what I mean? It's the entertainment business. I don't know why so many people, especially British media, were going, can't do this, can't do that, shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. It's the entertainment business. Yeah. And it made sense, and it's going to make sense again. And do you know what? I'm going to deliver again, except this time come home with a W. That's the only difference this time round. More confident than ever, and I can take his best shots. That weren't the best me in there. Safe to say that was the best Chris.
It was a quality performance, and it was the best Chris. And Chris ain't going to get any better because of his age, because I know what it's like to be around that age bracket. It's hard to get up, it's hard to motivate yourself. But you've got the opportunity to, at your age, you're 28 years old?
28, yeah.
You've got the opportunity to go down the route of sort of real professional world boxing titles in, what would you do, 147?
Definitely 147. I'm about 150. I'm about 157 now.
So to come up to 160, what's that? It's like 2 weight divisions?
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's about getting paid, but prize fighters want paying the most possible, and it's a big fight, but are you just thinking, you know what, I want to try and correct this wrong, make some more bunts, big bunts as well, because people are going to pay to see it, or are you thinking,
you tell me, now you're retired, what matters more?
Listen,
now you're retired.
Listen, I always wanted to become world champion, I always wanted that green and gold belt, but once I'd got the belt, and then but my career went down that path where I was fighting the best of the best consecutively. Looking back now and knowing what I know in the sport,
boxing's changed.
Absolutely.
Now.
And when I understood that actually I've got to make a living here, I've got to make some money. So you pay your tax, you pay your training, you pay this. The promoters have had their bit, we say. But you're looking and you're going, I need to earn some fucking money. I need to set my kids up.
Well,
in your position, you're making the absolute right decision.
So you tell me what you do. They offer you 10 times the amount. You get the world title. Or they offer you 10 times the amount fighting someone bigger.
Who would you fight for the world title?
Barrios, Pacquiao,
Barrios
Rolly's here.
Yeah, good fighter.
Yeah.
Beat Ryan Garcia.
That's it.
Top fighter. So they're difficult fights, top level world, elite level fights.
I believe I beat them all.
And what do you think they are? 40%, 50%, even half of the purse you're going to get for that?
Half.
Not even half.
Not even half.
Not even half.
I mean, and it's still good money, but not close.
And you're 28 years old, so that's going to be there anyway still. So you're absolutely making the right decision. Get the rematch.
But at the end of the day, they still don't sell out Wembley. Still don't sell out Tottenham.
They don't.
So you sit there and you go, okay, well, what am I in this for? So am I going to turn that down?
No.
Because people feel like I'm not chasing my dream.
No.
I've done my dream. So I could take that off.
For the boxing purists, they want to hear you say you still want to become a world champion.
Of course I do.
And I know you do because I've spoken to you in private.
Yeah, of course I do.
You want to become
definitely
IBF,
WBC.
The green and gold belt.
That's the one. Yeah.
Get your face on there,
that's the
man.
one.
That's the big. I've got 2 of them, by the way. just saying. But you have to get beat to get 2. Do you know what I mean? So I lost, I lost to Kessler. Beat Abraham in the rematch. I got Kessler in the rematch as well. But no, it's nice to hear because once you've put the Eubank saga behind you.
This year, done, finished, closed.
When is that fight?
September 20th.
September 20th.
Done, closed. I would be ready to go straight back into March, April.
And get on with your career.
Move on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It really does feel like this fight had to happen.
But then you've banked all the buns. You're sorted. You feel like you can relax then and get on with your career and enjoy it?
No, because I wouldn't say. Listen, money's
still got that desire to become world champ after.
I lived a privileged life.
You still want to?
No, I've grown up in. I don't know nothing. I don't know no hardship.
It's not been hard for you, has it?
It ain't.
Spoiled little prick.
Yeah, I know. I'm a spoiled little prick. My son's going to be a spoiled little prick too.
Yeah, mine is. That's why I've got him playing golf.
That's what I'm saying.
But you love fighting, don't you?
It's our job to give our kids the best life they possibly can. We brought them into this world.
Listen, fair play to you, mate.
That's my attitude. If he chooses to fight, then so be it. If he don't,
listen, the fight's there. People want to see it. It makes sense. The first fight was fucking great watch, and the rematch is going to be equally as good. You want to get it fucking won. You want to get that fight won. And I think people can see it and hear it, and that's going to make the fight even better.
The fact that I lost to him, though, it's fucking sore.
Yeah,
the fact that I lost to him, I'm just trying. it's hard to process it. It's him.
Yeah, but imagine getting beat up or outclassed or knocked out. He was in a close fight that could have,
Yeah, it's sore though,
could have, maybe, should have, maybe, you know. Maybe.
How about this? You know what's funny? Yeah, me and my dad got in the sauna on the
Yeah.
Sunday after the fight.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit fragile, you know, like as in emotionally.
So the next day.
Next day, we've got in the sauna and we had like a little disagreement over something.
Yeah.
He's gone and whispered under his voice, gone, loser. I thought, Dad, mate, that's
see
a
that in
bit
him.
too soon.
I could see
Because
that
I
in
give
him.
him stick for
I
it.
didn't like him congratulating Chris at the post-fight presser and saying, yeah, your dad.
No, a bit of a liberty, really.
Fair play to him, though.
I personally think it's a bit of a
But
liberty.
you know
I'm
what he
glad
said?
we're working about it.
I thought, giving Chris a little big up there, he could have been like, but he's proper solid bloke, isn't he? Proper geezer.
Do you think he beats you, though?
Your dad?
In his heyday? Just
You know what it was?
genuinely.
He was at his best at 160. But when your dad got knocked out the ring, no, I'm not even giving him stick here. This
Yeah,
is-
you are.
No, this ain't giving
Yeah,
him
you
stick.
are. This is giving him
when
stick.
he got knocked out the ring against
I think
Joe
personally,
Go
I
on.
think we need to get you and my dad in a room just to air it out.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I think we
You
should.
think-
I personally
Yeah,
think we should
okay.
get Nigel Benn and Carl Cobra Froch in a room just to air this out. I feel like there's just been like this underlying needle all the time. And I'm going, Dad, but I like
No,
Carl.
there's no needle.
No,
What,
there
does he
is
give-
needle.
Does he give me a bit of shit?
No, I don't know. You know,
Does it?
just like I feel
Does he
like.
give me a bit?
No, just a little bit,
I
yeah.
don't mind that. I love it.
No, I know you
Listen,
love it.
what I was
but
gonna
I
say-
feel like personally though,
Yeah,
Carl,
yeah,
for,
yeah.
for the views as well, we should get you two in a
Yeah,
room
maybe.
and have like a little push and pull.
A little pull and a push.
Well, that's it.
Pull it back a little bit, have a little pull and a push. So I was going to say, and I'll keep it short. When your dad climbed out the ring, when he
Yeah.
climbed back into the ring after getting knocked out by Gerald McClellan, and he was took there that night to get beat. Your dad, Gerald was supposed to do a job on him, and he did it in round one. He put him out of the ring. Your dad climbed back into the ring. You get a bit more time. You get 20 seconds, whatever you got, and then he dug deep and he fired back. And
How
then-
old were you when that fight happened? Did you remember watching it?
I don't know what year that was. I can remember watching it. Yeah, I was a kid. I'm only 40. Your dad's what, 56?
No, my dad's 62.
Is he 62?
Yeah, 62.
You know what? I'm thinking Rob
So
McCracken
would
in that era.
would you have been old enough
I
to?
can remember seeing the fight
Yeah.
as a young kid. I'm not going to work out the maths. The maths has never been my strong point, but I can remember seeing the fight and thinking to myself, has he got back in the ring and then done what he's done after he'd just been shralloced and put out of the ring? But then the tragedy of obviously McClellan being his weight drained, he's dehydrated, he's ended up with a brain injury, and just for your dad to get in after that knockout of the ring and show people that the desire and the hunger and the need to just win, just a winner. And he swings away, and I think that style and that mindset and that desire, it's been passed down genetically to you. And anyway, what I'm saying is massive props to your old man, fucking fair play to him. And
But you would have won still though.
What's that?
You beat him around the bush.
yeah, we
massively
was talking about who's going to
Who
win.
would've won? Who would've won?
I can't disrespect your dad and say I would have beat your dad. I think I'd have been too big for him because I was 168 and he was at his best at 160. And I think 8 pounds is a lot of weight. And I think that's the only thing that got you beat on the night with Chris. The fact that you are a 147 fighter and up at 160, it's a tall order for you. I'd have
Do you
never
think
stepped
you
up
would have
two weight
done as
divisions.
well in that era of boxing with the?
I think I'd have enjoyed it, man. Fighting
Eubanks, James Toney, McClellan, Collins.
Yeah, McClellan. Fucking hell,
Watson.
James Toney.
Yeah, yeah.
Do me a favour. Fucking hell. Listen, I'd have mixed it with them.
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
I'd have done it or not.
But would you
who
have
knows?
liked to have been in that era?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a privilege that would have been.
Yeah.
So the rematch is on.
Yeah.
We've talked briefly about it. What are you going to change? What are you going to do different?
I can't give the game plan away.
No.
I still got to sit down with Tony and watch
I'd like
it.
to see you calm it down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Just on the outside, just the movement,
Yeah,
just
that's,
steady it down.
that's boring though, Carl.
No. On the outside, man, you don't want to be chucking energy away and burning down the bar. Think of
It's
it.
boring.
No, it's not boring because then you get in range and you make it exciting. I'm talking about technically on the outside, and I'm not telling Tony Sims how to do his job, but just calm me down a little bit on the outside. Little feints, little jabs, little movements, just little shows. Have a look at this, trigger him, and then have a fight with him.
Yeah.
Don't burn anything. Waste 12 rounds, man. He's tough. One thing about him he's inherited from his dad is a toughness.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a massive bang on me. I've done a lot of sparring with Chris Eubank. What do you think? Does he punch?
Ain't the biggest punches.
Does his punch power didn't bother you?
No. It's weight. You can feel the size in
Extra
there.
weight, yeah.
You can feel the size in there. Not for any
Absolutely.
reason. Just like it's just harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just makes it harder. The fighters that bowl over at 147
Yeah.
don't have quite the same effect at 160.
No. It's amazing you've gone up 2 divisions. And
Like, that's
held
mad.
your own.
I'm looking at you going.
I'm a super middle.
Yeah, so he's not far off your stamp.
No, he's not. And he's fought with me. He
Do you know
fought
what I mean?
George
So I'm
Groves.
looking at me and I'm looking at you and I'm going, he's not far off your
Yeah.
stamp, but in my head,
He
I
fought
don't-
George Groves in the Super Series.
Yeah.
It was a close fight. and he's a 168 fighter, George Groves, and he can bang a little bit, as I found out in that first fight. But anyway, man, it's all good. You know what? One of the things I need to ask you about, which I don't really want to fucking talk about because I'm sick of it, and I've said it on my channel a few times, the failed drugs test issue, chlomethine. If I'm just going to ask you straight, what's happened with that?
That was a horrific period.
I know it was a terrible part of
for 2.5 years. Even now, still healing through that.
Yeah.
But what more can I do? I won the case 3 times, and you know I've just left it to my legal team.
You've won the case. It's with your legal team.
Won the case 3 teams. Won the case 3 times. Case closed. Case won. And I'm excited that I just was able to move on from that.
Well, listen, me personally, I'm just pleased it's all done and dusted, and you can put it behind you. Now, with that fight with Eubank Jr. and the fact that you've got the rematch, and then world title ambitions, you've got a potentially really, really bright and exciting future. I was going to say exciting prospects, but I feel like you're not a prospect, but you are because you've still not become world champion.
Yeah.
But you've got a chance to become a world champion, which makes you a prospect. So
now that I've been through it,
we're on from that.
Yeah, now that I've been through, obviously the hell of it. I've been through adversity, come through, and delivered still. Yeah. You know, for me, it's now about just giving the fans what they want. That's for me what's most important here.
Yeah, and I think you won the fans' hearts over with that performance.
Thank you.
Because whatever happens and whatever's in your past, fact is, you love the sport. You've proven that by the way you fight when you're in that ring. You wear your heart on the sleeve and you go out on your shield. I know for a fact you'd rather get knocked out trying to win than go on your back foot and jab and move and just try and survive a fight. You go in there, swinging away. Listen, he done me fair and square. I got KO'd, but at least I fucking tried. That's the same. That's the same mindset and the same cloth that I'm cut from, and I respect that, man. I respect it. And
but you've never been down that.
Never been El Sparko, mate. Yeah, I've been dropped twice though in my career.
Have you?
You ever been dropped? So you got dropped, didn't you?
Once.
Who dropped you?
Some guy.
Did you get up to win?
I did get up to win. Yeah.
Who was it that dropped you?
Did you get up to win?
Obviously.
Silly question.
Who dropped you?
French geezer. Yeah. In my early fights.
I got dropped by a former undisputed middleweight champ, Jermaine Taylor. Got up to win. Round 3. First time I've been on the floor. And I also got dropped by a guy called George Groves. But I rendered him unconscious in front of 80,000 at Wembley Stadium in the rematch.
Wow.
You saw that one?
That's amazing. I did see
Where's
that
your next fight? Because I'm worried about this title. 80,000 at the minute.
No. I personally think this time I do you, Carl. I always have the overview.
What was it? 67 earlier?
67, but that was
do you think you'll nick number 13?
That was as a taster. That was like a warm-up.
Like the warm-up, wasn't it? Yeah, my first fight was at Manchester. Yeah. Second one was at Wembley. Your first one was a stadium.
The first one was Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? The second one would be Wembley. And listen, I promise
you
that. I'm just letting you know, though. Like, you know what? Do you buy 2 tickets, 3 tickets?
Yeah, that'll be enough.
I'll never let you live it down. I'll always, it'll be every interview.
It's always
Did
dubious,
you know
though.
I beat Carl Froch?
Don't nick my punchline.
Yeah.
Because I'm dining out on that 80,000 to the day I die. It's going on my gravestone. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure. Good to talk to you. All the best for the training. I ain't got a favourite to win because I'm neutral. I want the guy who deserves to win. That's the guy who trains the hardest, the guy who loves the sport, the desire. I know for a fact you're in this sport for a lot longer now than Chris Eubank Jr. But the first fight was proper. It was wicked. I've watched it twice back since. Scored it close, hard to score. You did yourself proud, and I'm looking forward to the rematch, man. Good to talk to you. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Wicked, you too.